Hello, and welcome to Houghton Consulting. Today we're going to do a brief overview of managing products within Woocommerce. That is the primary and most used e-commerce system on WordPress. So we're already logged into the backend interface, you can see here, and you're going to have your product section here. It'll say products on the left hand side. If this is condensed, if I just go to dashboard, just one second, you'll see the two icons for Woocommerce are general Woocommerce options and then the products option. So we're going to want to click this category. And you'll see this is the area that your products will be listed. So we haven't created any products yet, so we're going to go ahead and add one. And let's see, we'll just call this, we'll say this is an iPhone. That's our product. So the products section is kind of similar to what you would see when you're managing a page or a post, but it's slightly different. It's similar in the way that you will be managing publishing options. And it's also similar with tags and categories as you would manage blog posts. And the featured image is pretty standard. But the product gallery is different, as well as the way that you manage the content on a page. So you can see down here, this is going to be your very specific information about your product, and this is going to be the way that you're going to manage that. We're not going to go too into detail on this tutorial because this is just a general brief overview of the product section. There'll be a more detailed one later on. So let's put some content in here. We're going to start at the bottom with the product description. So say this is a general product description, period. And we're just going to fill these out so you can kind of see where the content goes. We don't need any custom fields, no slider. So let's see here. Let's add a featured image. And we'll just choose one of the standard images that I have in my media library here. And I'm also going to add some gallery images so you can see how that works. Oops. We'll do 3. Okay. So we have a title, we have a description, we have some images. So let's just see what the page is looking like at this point. All right, so you can see the standard format for Woocommerce. It takes your general image, it puts it over here. It locates your title here. Your description goes right underneath that. Your actual product information, like the options that the person would select to choose what type of product they want, would be here in an add to cart button, but we haven't set that up yet. And then it automates this review section under here as well. And that's it. So it doesn't look like it's showing our product gallery. That's unusual. I wonder if it's because we're using the same picture. Let's try this. And test it. Okay, it was. So I think it was confused because I had selected the same image over and over again. So this is how the thumbnails will work. If you have, say, a t-shirt or something and you have a model with multiple angles, you'd want to upload all of those different angles so that you could view them here and give your clients or customers an increased ability to understand your product. So let's go back here and add some media here. We're just going to add a text box and see where this text goes. This is the second area. And actually, we'll just keep that there, that sample text. See what happens. Okay. So this is a secondary product description area. So generally on a product page, if you want to put a lot of detailed information, you're going to want to put that down at the bottom. The way that a user's eye generally works on a website is it starts up here in the left-hand corner and it sort of spirals down. So the best spot for your add to cart is always going to be in this area right here. So you don't want to put too much information above it, meaning that it would push that call to action down. You want it to stay here. So this paragraph should be pretty short. So that's why this separate section for product description is down here, where you can put more detailed information. Like you can include images, schematics, describing whatever product it is that you have. But that's why that's been designed that way, because it's been tested and shown through a lot of research that that's how users generally approach pages, and putting an add to cart button here is going to get the most bang for your buck. So that's where this content will go, in the lower area. It's at the top of this page, but it's at the lower area of your actual page, product description. And the product description area is the only part that you're going to be able to use the Visual Composer to manage content. You'll notice that every other part of this page has general default management sections that do not include the Visual Composer. So for instance, at the top where you're writing your little paragraph, this is just the standard WYSIWYG that comes with WordPress, that was with WordPress originally. So if you want to become more dynamic with this content down here, you can set up your columns. I did do another tutorial that describes how to use the Visual Composer in depth, so you can reference that one as well. So the last primary piece for your product page is going to be this product data section. I'm not going to go into all of that now because this is just the general overview. I'm going to do a separate section on how to create your products and set up attributes and all of that, because it kind of connects into another aspect of your Woocommerce section. So we'll do that separately. But one thing that I do want to note, let's see here, is the WordPress SEO by Yoast section. This is going to be really important for you, especially when you're selling products. Please fill this out. Take a minute to fill this out. I do have a separate tutorial on best practices for managing your meta tags and keywords and your the SEO for each page. So go ahead and review that, and everything there, I did it on I think an actual page or a post, but it's the same information regardless of whether or not it's a product. But it's really, really important to do this, especially selling products, because when people search for them, your product could potentially show up in the search results just because you've filled this out. So, and people won't click on it unless you have, because this is automated content, but you're going to want to have more there. So, and this is the area where it will show you what it will look like. And you can add tags as well. That will help with SEO too. Your categories should be things like, for instance, an iPhone, maybe you'll have a category called electronics or mobile or something like that. Just pick things that you're going to have a lot of as your category. You don't want to have an infinite amount of categories. Try to keep those under 10 for sure. Tags, you can have more of those, but categories you don't want to get crazy with. So those are the basic categories and areas that you need to pay attention to when managing a product page within Woocommerce. If you have any questions or suggestions for new tutorials, please submit them to me and I will be sure to include them in upcoming tutorial sessions. Thank you very much. I hope this helped. Thanks for doing business with Houghton Consulting.